Tonight's special segment, Gang Squeeze. It's an old concept, but a comparatively new crime-fighting technique in Chicago. If someone in the gang commits a murder, police pressure the whole gang.
ABC 7's Paul Mikey joining us tonight with more on the story. Paul.
Kathy and Ron, it goes by the fairly generic term violence reduction strategy. Started a year ago when then Superintendent Jody Weiss told a group of parolees and gang members that the next murder connected to a gang would bring that gang a lot of heat. Weiss at the time was accused of negotiating with urban terrorists, but in reality it was an ultimatum. And the new superintendent is now running with the same ball. This is the 4700 block of West Van Buren. Violent crime is not a stranger here. On May 20th, Henry Taylor, who lived on the block, was shot and killed. Though they do not have the alleged shooter in custody, police have identified him as a member of a street gang faction called the Internal Undertaker Vice Lords. In the weeks since the murder, police have put the squeeze on members of that gang, arresting 39 of them on wants, warrants, weapons, and narcotics violations.
They were told in a meeting, go out, put down your guns, because the next time it happens, this is what we're going to do. It's like parenting. You tell a kid, don't do that, you're going to get in trouble. They do it, they have to get in trouble. They do it again, they get in trouble again.
The concept is old, but as an organizational crime-fighting strategy, it's comparatively new. And in some cities like Boston, which started it in the mid-90s, it's contributed to a drop in the homicide rate.
When the gang understands that when somebody does a stupid respect homicide, that everybody in the gang that's doing crimes is going to end up paying for it, the gang starts to police itself. It's very simple.
But it's not just about making a flood of arrests. A gang member goes to jail, there's almost always someone to take his place on the street. The more important component is convincing members of a community that they have a stake in fighting crime.
Are you going over there to have barbecue? I might.
Last Friday night, 2 blocks from where Henry Taylor was killed, police invited neighbors to come and talk, have some food, meet the new boss, learn about the violence reduction strategy. But only a handful came. Some told us they weren't aware of the event, but even if they weren't keen on going.
I'm a little bit disappointed that there's not more community here. We got to do a better job with this. I don't know what's going on.
Part of it is fear and trust. Too much of one, not enough of the other. LaDonna Smith came, though. She knew Henry Taylor, and 3 years ago, her own son was murdered.
There's people around here that make anonymous phone calls because we are scared. We don't want to be retaliated on, but we do want the violence to stop.
Another VRS roundup, the Undertaker Vice Lords.
The beat cop is at the heart of this strategy. They know the streets and ultimately deliver the message that violent crime has group consequence.
And once they see that first consequence, it then can affect the future acts of that gang, which is what I believe the VRS is focused on.
Tom Hamilton works VRS in the Southside 6th District. It will be expanding from there and the Westside 11th, where Henry Taylor died.
We want to take it wherever we need it. I'm confident it works, and it's going to become a philosophy of this agency.
The arrests of 36 Internal Undertaker Vice Lords is the second so-called gang takedown since this program began last year. Another is coming. To be sure, gang members, particularly those arrested for drug dealing, bond out of jail fairly quickly. But the arrests are meant to disrupt operations and discourage, in a big way, violent crime. Researchers say there is a causal link between VRS and a drop in violent crime in other cities where it's been in use, and Chicago's numbers are trending in that direction.
Be interesting to follow it.
It will be.
Okay, thanks so much, Paul. More than 300,000 people attending Lollapalooza.